It's a great day in SimWorld, everybody. Good morning and welcome to SimWorld Today. I'm B-Ron, and joining me for this Tuesday morning is Maestro, the main man himself. What's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing, man? Shout out to Mama B Ron. Let her know that the pumpkin spice donuts from Dunkin' ace on point.
They are so good, man. They're so good. Don't fight me on that. They're so good. You only give them this time of the season, right? May as well get them
That's
while you
right.
can.
That's
We get
right.
them while you can. We got a lot to talk about in SimWorld today. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. Starting first with the game last night, because yesterday was Monday, if my memory serves right. We also saw a football game last night. Baltimore Ravens played the LA Chargers, San Diego LA Chargers, and Lamar Jackson scored 3 total touchdowns, and the Ravens get the win, 30-23. And John Harbaugh moved to 3-0 over his brother in the process as well. Really, really good win for the Ravens last night. Their 14 points in the second quarter and the fourth really kind of helped them pull away. But still, all the same, good showing I think for Baltimore in this one as a Ravens as myself.
Yeah, B Ron, both teams were super challenged, right? They both took salary cap issues and hits, coming into this year, lost a lot of key talented players. We knew that there was going to be a change of offensive structure when we got to the Los Angeles Chargers. But I tell you what really changed the game, and when I say change the structure, it comes down to this. Baltimore won that game with 194 rushing yards in the second half, and out yarded Los Angeles Chargers 396 to 162 or some madness like that. So it's amazing how the game has changed. You have both brothers, both working with different types of structures. The older brother able to do it now with not as strong a defense as he had before, and able to win on the ground, which is his younger brother's, trademark. So it's really interesting to see how that went down last night and how that's going to carry forward in terms of how that's going to affect Baltimore being maybe for real in the playoffs in the SWFL.
Yeah, and Justin Hill, you mentioned the run game last year. Justin Hill had a huge uh, fourth quarter, including a 51-yard touchdown. That was the one that put the game away, really. And this is now their third win in their last four
Hmm.
as well. Baltimore's they're looking pretty good. And there was a comment made during the game that I wanted to bring up too really quick because Derrick Henry, who also had a really good game as well. There was a comment made about him in the offseason, talking about him going to the Cowboys and that kind of stuff. And I think that when you look at a fit for a team, Derrick Henry really fits with Baltimore's style of play. Not in terms of them being run heavy, but more so how they run the ball.
Yes, and the reality of how they run the ball is up your face, down the middle, and with a player like him, as big as he is, as fast as he is, and what he's able to do, it just shows you what when you with the running back, when you're in a running back, running quarterback like Lamar, and with him, it's nothing but ace on point. Like they're gonna do good things together, so they both feed off each other. And you throw in the other running backs, it's just like a great buffet. Everything tastes good.
Yeah, exactly, man. And it's so refreshing for me to see a competent offense most of the time. And when you're not taking too many risks and you're playing your game, it all works well. And they did that last night, and it's continued to work well for them. We'll see how it continues to go, though. SWBA time. The Knicks and the Mavericks will be playing tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and this is following a 40-point outing from OG Ananobi, in which he helped the Knicks win that game against the Nuggets, 145-18, and 118, 145 to 118.
Math is
Wow,
hard, children.
that would
Math is
that have
hard.
been that's a totally different kind of blowout. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. But no, this was a game where the Knicks really, I think I got a lot of good things from Anunoby in that one, Maestro.
Yeah, absolutely. His stat line, what was it, 40 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block. He didn't get a charge, which means he sucks. But no, seriously. The idea, though, is how many assists did the Knicks have? 45 as a team, and I think that tied their team record. 45 assists, which means you're responsible of those 145 points. Over 90 points came by route of assists. And when you have a team playing like that, yes, right, the defense might not have shown up, but the great ball movement against no defense just added to how that number ended up being what it was. And if the Knicks can do that, I'm sorry, it felt funny in my mouth saying it. That's not going to happen anymore. No, I apologize. No, I'm not apologizing. But Knicks just showed the roadmap, if nothing else. We don't have to do 45 assists a game, but if we move the ball, we can be effective and we can be a scoring team, regardless of what defense may or may not, in the case of last night, be in front of us.
Yeah, and it also helped that Jalen Brunson had 17 points too. And for Anunoby, it was his career high in points as well. Brunson had 23 points. He had 17 of their assists in the win last night. 17 assists from Jalen Brunson. That's a really nice number to get from a guy like him.
Oh my, that's what you're looking for. Facilitation is key, right? But let's not sleep on the fact that they scored 40 points in the second quarter. 40 points in the second quarter, when that made the statement on the game, and just Denver just did not either have the firepower, the gas, or the battery power to sort of get themselves back into it. Every possession counts, and they made every possession in that second quarter count.
Yeah, exactly. And the Jalen Brunson in the first quarter, he got out to a 9-0 run for himself.
Yes.
And he outscored the Nuggets 9-2, and that really helped to start to break open the game for the Knicks.
100%.
Which is one of those things where we've seen it throughout the course of the SimWorld Youth season as well. We've seen players go on a run by themselves to either put a game away or start a game hot or get a team back into a game. And I think that we talk about all the time, actually, basketball is a game of runs.
Yeah.
And if you can get a run like that from one player in particular, that just makes your offense so hard to stop, because that person is hot, but that person can also get their teammates involved like Brunson did last night.
There you go.
Makes it even better.
There you go, and that's it. Facilitation is key. If you're good, they go on you. You get to me. If I'm good, they come on me. I get to you. Guess what? It's win-win.
Yeah, exactly. And Nuggets defense really had a hard time in this one. I think for me, particularly with how high scoring the pro game is these days,
right.
I'm not too sure what to make of a defense playing like this, because to me it feels so common to see teams giving up 100+ points a night. Maybe I'm crazy though.
Well, the ghost of Michael Jordan and a few other players are spinning in their graves right now. Well, I know he's still alive, but you get my point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%. I definitely get what you're saying, for sure. And some people out there are not happy with the amount of points scored these days. I know Yells is one of those guys too, who I'm sure he's sneezing because we're talking about him, but he's seen somewhere and he knows exactly why.
Rightfully so, man. Rightfully so. Defense is part of the game. Why don't you use it? I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
Throwing it out there, right? Throwing it out there. Well, look, throwing it out there to the college football playoffs as well, as those continue to get closer and closer. They've expanded to a 12-team format. So, for just as a refresher on that, the 5 highest ranked conference champions will make the playoffs, and then the next 7 highest ranked teams also get in from there. 4 conference champions, the 4 highest ranked conference champions will get first round buys. So it might be your ACC, your Big Ten, Pac-12, whoever it might be for your 4 highest ranked conference champions will get the first round bye, and the rest kind of fill in from there. Let's talk predictions, Maestro, because there's a lot of that going around. Bleacher Report has some here from a couple days ago. Right now, they have Oregon and Texas as the Big Ten and SEC champions at 1 and 2. And then from there, they have Miami as the ACC champion, number 3. Boise State is the one G5 champion at number 4. Then it would be, again, this is Bleacher Report's predictions. So it'd be number 12 Arizona State taking on number 5 Ohio State, number 11 SMU taking on number 6 Penn State, number 10 Tennessee playing number 7 Notre Dame, and then number 9 Georgia playing number 8 Indiana.
Okay, I'm going to play along. So I'm going to present to you this lovely bear to show you how much I care for you, because that's all we're doing right now, right? It is like it is like the Bachelorettes meets Terminator, who goes to dinner with like Stitch and ends up like dating somebody from Collateral. It's a TV show of make-a-believe, and here's my point. First of all, and this is something that a lot of people tend to get sideways. So I promise I won't preach, but it's not the highest ranked; it's the highest seed. The college playoffs is separate from the rankings from the AP poll and the coaches poll. And that's something that they subtly preach every week. And when you pay attention to what they're saying, you could have a team ranked higher in the AP poll, but not make the playoffs because the playoff committee, the 13 people committee, doesn't seat them. And I'm going to tell you something about the seating. Okay, I am going to preach. I apologize to everybody out there. You can go and at me about this. B-Ron has nothing to do with this. Here's how we know they don't know. There's no consistent story in this, because they talk about wins versus losses. Well, guess what? You have some 2-win teams over some 1 or 0-win teams. Then they talk about the quality of wins, but they never talk about the quality of losses. And to prove your point, Alabama, who did beat Georgia, there you go, homer alert. Alabama, who did beat Georgia, they got placed higher than Georgia, right? And then a few weeks later, Alabama plays Mercer. Who? Yeah, Mercer, and they move up 3 spots in the college of playoff rankings. Georgia beats Tennessee, a ranked team in the SEC. They only move up 2 spots. And why did they do that? Because the committee said, well, no, it's not about head-to-head, except when it's about head-to-head. And every team that either faced Georgia gets more credit than Georgia gets for being themselves. And I'm not saying that as a homer. I'm just saying it as a stats. Now, when the slippers start coming off on this situation, when your teams like Indiana, who just faced their first loss, are going to get kicked down. When teams like, BYU just caught the bus and went back, went back to wherever they're from. All these other things are starting to happen. What everybody who knows the college game, what they tell you all the time is, let's see what happens at the end. So what we're doing is, you and I are watching an episode of the Bachelorettes meets Terminator, as we're watching all this stuff coming up in between it, because it's conversation, which is not a bad thing. But I tell you what, it shows you the disconnect right now, especially in college football. Some people don't understand that the NCAA has nothing to do with college football championships, and then they get surprised at the end when they realize that trophy and those leagues come from somewhere else. I think Georgia's going to do very well. I think Ohio State's actually going to do very well, regardless of how they're playing right now. And I'm going to be interested to see what we're going to do with a team like Notre Dame. If they end up being one and done, they're going to ruin their chances to get back into the college playoffs, no matter what kind of season they have. I was really hoping for Army or Navy to make it, just because it's a service academy and I love them.
Fun.
We see what's going to happen in the future. But I tell you something, now that I've got through yelling and spitting all over the place, I forgot what I said. So you guys just at me and let me know what I said later.
Now, I understand the passion might sure come out this morning. Look, sometimes you need that on a Tuesday, right? Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. Well, I'm not gonna waste too much time, because you kind of said all that really need to be said on that. It's wrap up time because we had some games last night in SimWorld U. Let's go over them, shall we? North Carolina played against Dayton, and Kasim Porter Jr. had a really big second half for them in their win 69-61. 12 points and 5 assists in the second half for Porter that got them the win. VCU and Mississippi State Bulldogs continue to look dominant. Josiah Townsley outplays Jai Hobson in the 89-67 blowout win over VCU. Wisconsin and Kansas State. Kansas State, while not consistent, shows that this squad is dangerous, upsetting Wisconsin 59-56. Arizona and Creighton. Creighton survives a 12-point second half from Corey Yams to beat the Wildcats 59-56 or 63-58. And then St. Mary's does it again, beating another ranked team at home, Arkansas. They won that one 90-79, and Arkansas, like a size came to bite them in that one. Because Brennan Romine had 21 points and 8 rebounds in the win. That's going to do it for our show today. Thank you all very much for watching, tuning in with us. Remember, hit the like button on the video and hit the bell. Subscribe to the channels. You know, all of our shows, games, streams, all that stuff go live for you all. Speaking of games, we got some games tonight. Temple and Duke play tonight on CBS. That first game starts at 8 o'clock. Be me, Maestro, on the call for that one. So you'll be hearing our lovely voices again as we get to that game later on in the evening. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you later on. And then on SimWorld today, back here tomorrow, me and Siege. Remember, SimWorld is the only place you can see the game, be the game. See you tomorrow.